Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your Modern Maven Tarot Extended Monthly Tarot for January 2024. Apologies on the delay of these tarot readings for the monthlies, Mercury retrograde, and 2023 in general. Really just wanted to give some energy. Not sure if you all felt that Mercury retrograde like I did, but definitely some delays. So thank you for tuning in, and thank you so much to all of you Sagittarians, because you have really been showing up for these readings, and I really do appreciate all of you. Sagittarius is the opposite of my rising Gemini, so I love that especially. And I have a lot of very important Sagittarians in my life. My grandma Tilia, who has passed, she was the most important person in my life. She was a Sagittarius. My brother's a Sagittarius. My uncle's a Sagittarius. I have friends, very close friends who are Sagittarians. So welcome to my channel, and thank you so much to all the new subscribers and all of you who are tuning in to watch these videos, because you, by far, out of all the signs, have really been tuning in. Now, if you aren't subscribed, I do ask that you subscribe to Modern Maven Tarot so you get notifications of when new videos do pop up. Not only do I do tarot, but I do dive into a little bit of astrology, not only for parenting, but for parenting your inner child, okay? And while I was meditating on your cards, Sagittarius, I got the song Firework, I think it's called, by Katy Perry. And when I was clearing the cards, Physical Radiance showed up with the crystal cards, and the Page of Wands showed up with this main deck here. And so your inner child really does want to shine, okay? So if there's anything preventing you from seeing, you know, that you're a firework and you're meant to shine for everyone, I really advise, you know, doing some self-love guided meditations or mantras in the mirror, because you are amazing and you need to show your light exactly how it is. So let's dive into the tarot, or not the tarot, the astrology for January, because so much of the astrology is urging all of us collectively to just, you know, take that dive. And this is ruled by Uranus, okay? So there's a lot of collective energy with a new way of thinking, determination. What I love too about the end of 2023, I mean, for me personally, it felt like not only did this book close on a certain part of my life, but it's like the door, or like not the, I mean, kind of the door too, but the book just slammed shut, the door slammed shut, you know? It was that kind of energy. But it also matches with the astrology, because we had Jupiter go direct in Taurus, right? So that momentum of what we're trying to expand coming to fruition. However, we also had Mercury retrograde, and Mercury went direct on January 1st, okay? And the big message of that is leave the past behind. So if you did have some interactions, some thoughts related to something from the past that has been lingering in your life, and there was kind of this culmination, if you will, also remember that the full moon in Cancer that was on the 26th was really about emotional closures to sensitive matters, okay? And so obviously with a full moon, it's not just on that date, but it's the days around it too, okay? So there was this big culmination, and if we can see things, especially endings, in the matter of it taking us to where we're meant to be, right? Answering the wake-up call, liberating ourselves, we can really unlock that information that's within us to propel us forward. So yes, Mercury direct right on the 1st. What a great way to start the new year. And then January 4th, we have Mars in Capricorn. And this is really signaling ambition and determination. So we're just continuing. So remember, Jupiter direct is going to continue snowballing, and then we're getting all this wonderful energy that is kind of like out with the old, in with the new, okay? So this is kind of the first time in a while where we've actually had a new year of 2024 that really, or a new year in general, that really is like a new year, okay? And then think about the fact that we're gonna have the Lunar New Year in February, and it's the year of the dragon. So talk about, we're gonna be fired up, okay? Now January 11th, new moon in Capricorn, and this is really signaling personal power and progression and long-term goals. So this is where we collectively and personally need to remember the power of patience, okay? Because we're an instant gratification society, and that kind of rapid communication and all that kind of stuff is going to pick up with Aquarian age. I mean, Aquarius is air, all right? So we want to make sure that we stay grounded while we're lifted up in the air, okay? So it's all about balance. And yeah, we have to have faith, okay? And Taurus is earth. So this is actually the perfect card. Thank you, Tarot, for popping out. This is a card about doing as you say and putting your practices into belief. I'm sorry, putting your beliefs into practice. Maybe putting your practices into a belief system too, honestly. Like, you have to have faith, and also that we're all connected to the same light, all right? The separation that we're seeing has like kind of culminated to a sense of like where we're just getting back to the basics, if you will. And so faith is that kind of idea of like, you know, you put it out into the air, but you have to stay grounded for it to come to you, okay? So take that how it resonates, but this is really, I mean, like, talk about liberation, because remember, in January, we will be entering Aquarius season, and there's some really powerful Aquarius energy. So let's get back to the astrology. January 13th, Mercury back in Capricorn, all right? So Mercury goes into Sagittarius for a little bit. So when it comes to communication, we're going to be, you know, really charged up and excited to talk about all the wonderful things that we want to do and the things that we're passionate about. So really pay attention to that. Also, you might have a boost of confidence, especially because of you being fire, obviously, and it's your sign of Sagittarius. So if you do feel yourself more confident, if you do feel yourself more bold in those first couple weeks of January, make sure that you keep a journal, and so that you can reference back to the confidence that you felt, because that's going to be really important for you once Mercury goes back into Capricorn on the 13th, because that is an emphasis of focus and consistency, okay? So we just want to take everything that we are speaking into existence, if you will, during those first couple weeks of January, and then get to work, all right? So another time where, you know, the new year resolutions, like right at the beginning of the month, I would say, is the perfect time to bring things into balance, okay? To get that clarity and responsibility, all right? Like, we really need to be responsible and in charge of our lives, and we cannot get stuck in the negative thinking. If anything's going to pull us back in, it's the doubt, the fear, you know, that shadow, the collective shadow and our personal shadows. Like, it's always going to tug at us a little bit, okay, until it feels safe. And even when it feels safe, I mean, it's doing its job, right? Like, thinking it's protecting us. Now, January 20th, I think, is probably going to, well, actually, let's just say the middle to end of January is going to be very energetic, okay? So January 20th, Aquarius new moon, and Pluto in Aquarius, all right? Now, this is asking you to express your uniqueness with optimism and determination. So I personally love this, all right? Because this can really give you some sort of like emotional fresh start to really express yourself exactly who you are. Like, so when I'm talking about that inner light, that inner child, that firework inside you that wants to be seen, it wants to be seen, and you're going to want to express that, especially around the 20th, okay? So if you do have this creative side of you, or you do have this passionate side of you that want, you know, I'm like picturing some of you going on TikTok, and like maybe like you want to sing and you never sang before, and then you just like start a TikTok and you start singing. Like, that's the kind of energy, you know, or a makeup tutorial, and you've always wanted to do that, but you've always like felt embarrassed or anything. Like, that's where we shed all that stuff. We have to shed the fear. We have to shed the fear of embarrassment, the fear of shame, okay? That's all stuff that's connected to the Capricorn paradigm, and it's not going to serve us anymore. And once we can see too, like the projection, right? Because it all comes from childhood, and everybody's shadow is a projection, and including our own, all right? And so another big part of this is when we judge others, like, judgment will be brought onto us, okay? So this is really just about shedding it all and like focusing on your inner light. Tune in to that flame that's inside of you. Now, January 23rd, we have Venus in Capricorn. So a lot of earth energy. If you're lacking in earth energy, I would definitely advise getting out in nature as much as you can, because it's very, very heavy earth for the month of January, okay? But the Venus in Capricorn is focusing on long-term relationships. Okay, so this is where I want to go back to your December monthly and your last week's reading. Since Saturn has gone direct in Pisces on November 4th. Your lessons, if you will, the blocks and the fears have been related to some in the realm of confidence, okay? And so much of the tarot has been encouraging you to remember that you're worth it. You're worth whatever you want, okay? And that we need whatever lessons have been coming to us are trying to help build us up, right? Boost our confidence, make us put ourselves first in career, relationships, whatever it is. But there was a karmic completion that came last week, right? And so if you did kind of have this, like, same as me, where like this chapter like just slammed shut, right? That was meant to take you to the next level. That was meant to fulfill that inner child that's inside all of us, all right? So please do pay attention to the people that are coming in your life, the people who are exiting your life, all right? We want people who spark that inner flame in us, all right? But we have to go deep within. We have to know that we're worth it. We can't have somebody else telling us we're great. I mean, I know I just was talking you up and saying how amazing you are, but honestly, at the end of the day, Sagittarius, you have to believe you are, okay? You're the only person who's going to actually validate that within you. Because otherwise, your shadow will always find a way to creep back up, okay, and trick you. Now, here's the big one. January 25th. Now, for all fire signs, yes, this is going to be a doozy, okay? But for you, I think you might have a little bit easier than Aries and Leo, okay? But we have that full moon in Leo on January 25th, and it is the message that it is clearing the way, okay? The most important part about this, though, is that you choose your influence wisely. Now, what are you going to show, your ego or your shadow, okay? So when it comes to how we assert ourselves, this is ruled by Mars and Pisces. We want to focus on this energy. We want our fire to provide light and warmth, all right? This is a message that Leo and Aries get a lot, but you don't necessarily get that as much as them. When you talk about that inner flame, when you talk about your fire, you have to ask yourself, how are you going to present your fire? When you're scared, you take that torch and you ward off people and you burn them before they burn you. But when you have a healed shadow, when you've embraced your shadow, you know that that light is meant to provide warmth and comfort, okay? And so really do make sure when it comes to around that time, you really take a look at what is speaking, your ego or the spirit within you, okay? Because honestly, it should be both though, because part of your journey is that confidence, but the fact that this showed up like this full moon is going to be very, very, very important for you, okay? So please just be mindful around the 25th, because you need to know that you're worth it. You need to know that you don't need things that bring you down, okay? But it's your responsibility to do it with confidence, all right? Confidence that doesn't need to burn somebody else, Your fire is meant to provide light and warmth. Okay, Sagittarius. Now, January 27th, also, back to back here, we have Uranus direct in Taurus, and this is unexpected events that take you forward if you embrace the changes that are presented to you and you work towards your future, okay? So there might be some things that are trying to pull you back to the past, to try and pull you back to the comfort of what you already know. So if you do have that opportunity, or an event comes in where you can clear something out of your life, because remember, the full moon is clearing the way on the 25th, and then the 27th is presenting unexpected events. So don't prevent yourself from this opportunity, okay? Don't get lost in the contemplating, all right? See it from a new perspective and know that if it's worth it, it'll be worth it, okay? So that's just a little bit of the astrology for the month. I am going to link the Bustle article that I do get the monthly recaps, because I do love the way that they write their astrology updates, because they're very thorough, but also like it's not too much information. It's not like those recipes where, they tell you their life story before they jump to the recipe. It's like 8 pages long. So anyway, Sagittarius, let's dive into January 2024. Still have Katy Perry's Firework stuck in my head. Wow. Yeah. Make sure you believe in yourself, okay? You got the star in the, while I was separating the cards, and that Aquarian energy is going to be pretty powerful for you, Sagittarius, okay? So get excited. I just realized I don't have my rings on. It's been quite a, oh, okay. Interesting. Okay, this is crazy. Shoot, who was it who got that? Somebody got this as their, I think it was Virgo. So if you have strong Virgo placements, please go watch the Virgo video. I'm pretty sure it's Virgo. Somebody got this as their outcome, and I'm pretty sure it's Virgo. I'm actually going to put my rings on quick too, because why not? Because I normally wear these, and I, for some reason, forgot to put them on. But I really enjoy doing that. All right, overall energy for the month of January is the Devil. So perhaps that full moon in Leo is going to have a strong influence on you, all right? So please remember the astrology and go back and look at the ego-heavy stuff. Definitely pay attention, because like I said, there's so much Capricorn, all right? And we're in the shadow period of the Capricorn paradigm. And so a lot of us are going to have parts of our shadow that are trying to play tricks on us to keep us in a toxic cycle. But I do think like this is more focused probably with the test with the end of the month, okay? So when your shadow does creep up on you, especially like in the beginning of the month, like do some shadow work, get ahead of it, right? Because your shadow is blocking you from all of this abundance. If you can see behind, this is that coin that's in the Ace of Coins. It's behind the Queen of Coins. Like once we embrace our shadow, then we get to be the Queen of Coins, if you will, okay? And you don't have to fear your shadow. That's the biggest thing. Your shadow is there because it thinks it's keeping you safe. And when you can go through the parts of your life that built up your shadow, that gave it more power because we felt we needed to reject certain things about ourselves because other people said that we needed to reject it, or society said we needed to reject it. It just builds and builds and builds and builds. But while it's growing and they're refusing to look at it, if they turned around, they would just see it's them. Okay, so that's what I love about this card is it's your shadow is just you, all right? And so we build so much fear out of things. And sometimes too, honestly, I have a shadow work journal that I can start linking again. I linked it in August and September because that was like a pivotal part to do some shadow work, but it's never a wrong time to do shadow work. There's times too where it gives these writing prompts, and there are memories that pop up where it's like, okay, no way was that big of a deal. And then you reflect on it, it's like, wow, I guess that is that theme from my shadow that's popping up right now. And so it is fascinating, okay? And so this is a wonderful time. Like I said, we're doing a reset with the new year. Things are just going to keep getting faster and faster, like 8 of Wands Sagittarian energy of fast moving 2024. Like you thought 2023 went by fast, 2024 is going to go by like this, okay? And so we want to be aligned, all right, so that we continue to receive that. Now, Justice is in the area of what you need more of. This is ruled by Libra. It's air. But I think the big message here is you might be, this is going to sound so strange, but you might be too nice in a certain situation, all right? You might be seeing things from the emotional side more than the rational side, and vice versa, okay? Depending on what your shadow energy is. But there is something here to needing to have a fair and clear decision that's made, all right? And that there's a cause and effect. And honestly, I don't even necessarily know if this is a cause and effect like of something you personally are doing or something that you just need to overcome. So take that how it resonates. But there is something here where like you can bring your life into balance, but it's you who can do it, okay? And so you do need to put that justice blindfold on and make the decision based on logic and fairness. All right. So if you are being treated unfairly, you need to recognize it for what it is. If you're treating somebody unfairly, you need to recognize it for what it is. This is very interesting to see because this is actually pretty cool. This is the 10 of Wands, okay, right? And it generally is, you know, making sure you take one step at a time, that there is a burden being lifted. After a 10 comes a 1, all right? After a 10 comes an ace, and that fresh new, all right? Abundance and all of that. You're being overworked possibly, but it's encouraging you to change your perspective. But what I love most about this is that this is ruled by Saturn and Sagittarius, okay? And so how cool, because this is what you have the right amount of, okay? So how cool is it that the lessons that I was talking about from Saturn and Pisces going direct on November 4th, like you have the right balance of that right now. Like I think you are getting the lessons that are being presented to you more clearly. And you're seeing how once that's cleared, that burden is being lifted, okay? So the Fool is in the area of what you need less of. So you might be wanting to drop something. This could be a relationship, it could be a creative project, it could be a job, but there's something here where you want to just like pretend something isn't happening. You want to forget that it's happening. You want to just pretend like, you know, like, and you can just move on, okay? But this is a card in this position that's really saying something's unfinished and we need to finish it. And I think this is part of that lesson with your shadow and that 10 of Wands of like, you need to finish whatever it is that needs to be finished, okay? And you need to have the confidence to it. You don't want to just walk away from something. You want to stand up for yourself in some way is really what I'm getting because of the rest of these cards here. This is also ruled by Uranus. So reminder, Uranus direct in Taurus, unexpected events that take you forward if you embrace the change and work that is going toward your future, okay? So we can't embrace this until we clear the things out of our life that need to be cleared. Okay, 9 of Wands. So much Sagittarius energy for you, Sagittarius. I love seeing this, okay? So the 9 of Wands is ruled by Moon in Sagittarius. So if you're here as Sagittarius as your moon sign, this is probably a very important message for you. But this card reminds you that you have the strength and reserves to keep going. And so some of you might actually be, you know, struggling with this. And it's like, I don't think I can go on anymore. Okay, but if we knew after this card, I mean, technically it would be an ace, but after this card comes this, then we would actually like push through, okay? So just remember, tarot is always about choices, okay? And you want to push through, Sagittarius. You have enough strength. These lessons that are being taught to you by Saturn are taking you somewhere that you can't see right now. But you don't just, you know, start a marathon without training first. You got to build that muscle, right? And so you do have to build your resilience muscle in a way. And if you saw where you're going, you probably wouldn't even question it. You know, if you could put on some like goggles that showed you your future, if you continued building your resilience and see where it takes you, you wouldn't even question it, okay? And so that's another reason why I think that Faith card popped out in the beginning, that you have to, if you want to have this something change, you have to believe it, but you also have to show up every day for it, okay? Now, I love this because remember when I said the Page of Wands was at the bottom and your inner child wants to shine? Like, baby, you're a firework, okay? This is what you need to accept. And what you need to accept is you can explore the things that make this inner flame burn so bright, all right? Bright for the world to see. You have to accept that there is something in you that does make you feel alive. And if you're not pursuing it, now is the time to do it, all right? Fresh start with January, working towards our goals. Like, please, please, please pay attention to that, okay? But this is so amazing to see the month ending with this. So like I said, this is what makes me think that you are recognizing your shadow for what it is. You're embracing your shadow and you are getting to where you want to be, because the Nine of Cups is ruled by Jupiter and Pisces. And this is wishes coming true, all right? This is being appreciative of all the abundance you have. And by showing that appreciation, you manifest more abundance, okay? And not only appreciation for what you have, but appreciation for your roots, you know, appreciation for where you've come from. Also, because that 10 of Cups, Mars and Pisces, I really do think if you do have some Pisces placements, or there's a Pisces in your life, they might have a big influence on you this month, okay? But you can really find luck by like allowing some water energy in. Like I always tell fire signs, fire's scared of water, but you don't want to be afraid of water, okay? It can really help you. And if you've never seen the movie Elemental, I highly suggest it. It's a wonderful movie, but it really talks about the elements and water and fire working together. So take that how it resonates. It could be even a Pisces that you're starting a new career endeavor with, okay? So let's get a past life card for Sagittarius. These past life cards, they can be, if you're a parent, your life before kids. If you're in a committed relationship, your life, your single life. It can be your childhood or an actual past life. So take it how it resonates, okay? Let's get a past life card for Sagittarius. Also, Sagittarius, if you do like this reading, please don't forget to like the video, comment if it resonates in a particular way, share with somebody who you think it might resonate with, and please subscribe to Modern Maven Tarot. All of that really helps the algorithm. And like I said, Sagittarius, you have been showing up, and I do appreciate all of you. All right, let's get some past life energy for Sagittarius for January 2023. Yeah, so much of this, though, about being a firework, I'm telling you. And, like, I love that this galactic card's at the bottom. So you got two. And I find it interesting because one fell on the Fool and one fell on the Justice card. And so I do think, like, honestly, like, there is past life that's working to your benefit. And then there's some past life that's, like, pulling you back. So let's start with this one first. Atlantis, all right. And that actually makes a lot of sense, and you will find out in just a second here. Your lifetime in ancient Atlantis is affecting your current situation. You have soul memories of this idyllic civilization that offered every imaginable wonder. There's a longing for the utopia that you unconsciously remember and which you know is possible in this world. Your soul remembers the tragic ending of Atlantis, and you may have developed phobias about the ocean as a result. Although you love the sea, perhaps you prefer not to go swimming or sailing. You also recall the majority of Atlanteans were peace-loving, with the exception of a few political leaders who misused crystal power to the detriment of all. So you may be extra sensitive to issues relating to political corruption in this lifetime. All right. So again, this is Uranus is a card of, the Fool is a card of Uranus, and this is about generational situations, okay? And because of that, like, you might not want to deal with certain issues because there's some attachment to, like, well, I know how this is going to end. What's that Brandy Carlisle song? I've seen how it ends, you know? But remember the last part of it, the joke's on them, okay? So if you are having this certain expectation and that's why you don't want to face something, we need to have the courage to face it, okay? Now I'm excited to see, ooh, unrequited love. All right. This actually looks like somebody I know too. Okay, unrequited love. All right. Oh, okay, now this is making sense too. This card indicates that you had a painful experience with unrequited love in a prior lifetime. The person you loved deeply didn't share your feelings, or you may have been betrayed or abandoned. This individual may be in your present life. These experiences of unrequited love may be negatively affecting you now. For example, you might distrust your lover's intentions or his or her ability to make monogamous commitment. Sometimes these doubts have a bias in current reality. However, romantic insecurities can also be a product of prior lifetimes. When that occurs, the unconscious insecurities are difficult to pinpoint or heal unless they're consciously realized. This is where irrational jealousy and neediness, excuse me, may actually ruin an otherwise good relationship. Sometimes the best cure is past life regression for couples so that you can remember the situation that caused you pain in other lives. So this might not even be dealing with the person who this card is connected to in a past life. It can just be you remembering that, all right? And like not wanting to face an issue with a relationship, okay? And like I said, it's this idea of like, we need to know when we're being betrayed and not deny it, because we're scared of confrontation. And then on the other side of that coin, if you're the one who is, giving that energy, that we need to accept responsibility for that. Very interesting. All right, so let's get an empowering question for Sagittarius. But just remember, you're a firework, okay? I really do believe that this isn't, for a lot of you, I don't believe that this is something with you. I think it's a lesson you're learning with somebody else, to have the confidence to end something in some way, okay? All right, so let's get an empowering question for Sagittarius for January 2024. You got 2. Oh, wow. What is my life like when it is in balance? So that's going to help you with that clarity, okay, Sagittarius? Oh, oh, I love this. And what advice on life would I give myself if I was the mother and wished nothing but happiness for my child? And that child is your inner child. What would you be telling that inner child right now, huh? What advice would you be giving them on what they should do? All right. Let's get some crystal energy that's going to help Sagittarius bring their life into balance and pursue their passions. All right, well, crystal energy is going to help Sagittarius for January 2024. It's hard to say 2024, I guess, still. All right, January 20, way too many. Yep, way too many. All right, let's do that again. Sagittarius, crystal energy to help with 2024. I might have been too specific there with what we're looking for. Cool. Okay, can you see that? Okay, you can. You can't see this card because it's out of the camera, but you can see this. And guess what this is? Past life embrace. So that past life energy is extremely important this month, Sagittarius. So please pick up some petrified wood. It's easy to find at any crystal metaphysical shop. Carry it around with you. It's great for your health too. It's great for protecting your health. I love petrified wood. As a Pisces, I meant to have petrified wood around me. But contemplate these past life energies, all right? And hold some petrified wood. Put some petrified wood next to your bed and ask for the answers to come to you in dreams if you're not getting the clarity. But with that High Priestess showing up so much during the shuffle, I do believe it will rise to the surface pretty quickly for you. Amazing. I can't wait to see what fell on the Devil and the Fool. Oh my goodness. And look at this. This is bonkers, okay? Because like, it's the same energy in color. And it's so connected to your shadow, okay? It's like this is where that block, it all has to do with this. Tiger's eye, personal power and action. Baby, you are a firework, okay? That confidence, please, please, please know how amazing you are, Sagittarius. This is honestly like, it's giving me goosebumps. This is, I mean, I'm sure you can see it. This is crazy, all right? All right, let's get an empowering question. Oh, I didn't even see these that fell. Very cool. You also have the, I'm not going to take these as cards, but Emerald and Lepidolite, conscious feeling and spiritual healing, okay? So maybe it is that the spiritual healing comes from the past life embrace, and conscious feeling comes from the personal power and action. All right, we're going to get one clarifier to close out this reading. Again, Sagittarius, if you did like this reading, please do like the video, comment if it resonates in a certain way, or just comment, claim it to claim this reading. And again, subscribe to Modern Maven Tarot so you get notifications of when new videos do pop up. And thank you all for joining me today. All right, let's get clarifier for Sagittarius for January 2023. Because baby, you are a firework. Come on, show them what you're worth. I think that's how that goes. Make them go, to the sky. I don't know that song well enough if you can't tell. All right. One clarifier. That is, you've got to be kidding me. Page of Wands. Page of Wands. Baby, you're a firework. Answer the wake-up call. Okay, Sagittarius, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Whatever it is you want, you're worth it, all right? Don't get stuck in the discontent, all right? Build your confidence. And always remember to shine your inner light, Sagittarius. You've got this.